Hey guys, I'm not one for wasting time, so let's jump straight into how to connect your Shopify to GHL. The way that I found that it actually worked was using a webhook instead of the natural configurations or integrations with GHL. For some reason, it doesn't work. A lot of their API configurations just plain and simple don't work. You try to hop on support with them and you're getting no luck. That's probably why you're here on this video. So let me go ahead and show you how to fix this. So what I did here was I go into my Shopify admin. If you can't find your Shopify admin, I'll show you how to get to it. You just go in your Shopify. I pressed on apps and then app sales and settings, and that just gets me there every time. That's what I use. And then what I do here is I'm going to go to webhooks, or you can actually search in the top search bar. So webhooks, we're going to go to our webhooks here. Now, as you can see, I already connected it, but I'm going to run you through how to connect another webhook and how to set it up on GHL. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to create webhook. Now you gotta select your event, and these are the only two relevant events that I actually found that worked the best, which was customer creation and order payment. For me, now for you it might be a little bit different. You have to configure it yourself. But for me, I just want to make sure I create a customer and it links to my CRM, which is in Go High Level or GHL. I want to make sure that it connects seamlessly, and then I also want to make sure that when a person has ordered something, they get a text message from me. So those are the only two events that I actually used. But in your example, it might be a little bit different, but I'm going to show you how to make both of these, and it works and applies to everything that you're going to create on your GHL background and also on Shopify. So we're going to go here, create webhook. I'm going to do, for just this example video, because I already have them set up, is I'm going to do customer creation. And I want to make sure the format is JSON. And then right here, my URL, we're going to get in Go High Level. So I'm going to switch tabs. I'm going to go to our automation. I'm going to go to just some random automation that I created. You want to start from scratch? That's okay. We can go ahead and make something from scratch. Start from scratch. Create event, and it's going to be webhook. I'm going to go here to URL. I'm going to copy that URL. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to paste that URL in here, and I'm going to press unstable. I just want to keep it unstable. I haven't played around with all these ones. That's the only one that I have worked with before. So I'm going to press save. And then now I'm going to go to, as you can see, I have two customer creations, but this is one we just made. You're going to click on the three dots on the right-hand side. You're going to press send test. The reason you want to do this is because you can't actually save it in GHL without sending a test first, because if I try to save the trigger here, it'll say I need a mapping reference, right? So all you have to do here is fetch sample requests, and you'll see the payload right here. If that's not popping up for you, you need to try to resend it. Check your network connection if it's not working. Just make sure that it's sending that sample request. Right, I'm going to press on that sample request, and I'm going to look through it real quick. I'm going to see it has a first name, last name, sample phone number, state, zip code, all this sort of stuff. Save trigger. It's automatically going to bring me to a create contact field. It added this for me right here, right? The create contact field. I'm going to add fields, right? The first field I'm going to add is obviously the first name, and I'm going to press this tag on the right-hand side. Inbound webhook trigger. We're going to go to first name, and you're just going to do this for every single field you want to map, right? Now, I'll show you also what I did. I'm duplicating this tab right here. I want to show you what I did to create custom fields, because it didn't have everything that I actually needed on there. So I created a duplicate. I'm going to go back in my workflows. I'm going to go into settings of GHL. I'm going to go down to custom fields. I'm going to add a field. I just put single line text input. That's what I needed. But if you need like any sort of other things, they're all down here, like numbers or phones or whatever. You can put like a secondary phone if you need that. It does include a secondary phone field though, so you don't need that. But single line, I'm going to press next. I'm going to put the field that I needed was order number. And to be crystal clear, the reason I'm making this is because we're about to link it. So I need to set up a custom field before I link it. and I'll show you the steps, because there's a few steps. You need to save things and make sure you save what you're doing and what you're working on, or else it won't save if you just click off of it in GHL. So let's go here, order number. It's going to be in the contact field. I want that to map to each contact, their orders. And then group, contact, or I can put in additional info, depends on how you want to organize it. But I'm going to just leave it in, actually I'm going to put in additional info. Field placeholder is a test, so we can get rid of it after this, this demo. So please don't put test here. I would put order number here. Again, that's the placeholder, so you can actually see it and know what it is when you're actually building it. So I don't want to mess up my automations. That's why I'm putting this test thing in there. And then pre-fill, leave it blank. Don't put any pre-fill information in there. That's for forms and surveys. And I'm going to press save. Right now, when I go back into here, I'm going to press save here, save action. Oh, it's not letting me field this. Okay, phone number is required, so I got to put a phone. So I'm going to put our phone number. Go into the right-hand side on the tag. I'm going to put inbound webhook trigger. I'm going to go to phone, save action. Perfect. I'm going to press save. I'm going to save it right before I refresh, because it won't show that new field that I just created if I don't refresh the entire page to get the fresh data. So he's loading fresh data. Perfect. Now I can go back into the contact information and I can put add field. Now, remember how I organized it before. It's not going to be in standard fields. It's not going to be in contact fields. It's going to be in custom fields. And it should be in order number. Perfect. And then over here, I go to inbound webhook trigger. I'm going to go down to order number. Last order ID. Save action. Now you want to put email in there. You want to make sure all that email and good stuff is in there. I would also make sure that the contact's zip code or area code or whatever you like to call it, or address, I would put all that in there, because what that does is when you're sending out text messages to people around the United States, if you're selling things online, it will put it in their time zone. So like if you're sending out like 100,000 text messages or like 100 texts, and they're people in different area codes in different states, different countries, whatever it might be, you want to make sure that those numbers are accurate, those addresses are accurate, so that way that GHL knows when to send those text messages. If it's in their time zone at 1 p.m., you want to send out 1 p.m. text blasts across the world at 1 p.m. that day or the next day, you have to make sure that that's in there. So let's finish setting up the email. Inbound webhook trigger. We're going to go to email. And then, like I said before, we're going to do postal code. In here, let's make sure we can find our postal code or addresses. We can put our address in here. See if we can change this to address. Street address, that might be the same thing. You might have to play around with some of this stuff because, I mapped it directly to postal code, but you can use street address here. So addresses, save action, save, and then you go ahead and you can publish. You can make whatever you want at the end here. Like I showed you before, I made like a simple text messages. So when they fill out my order form on Shopify, or they become a customer, which is what we mapped, customer creation, then it goes ahead and then it actually messages them when they become a customer, most likely become a customer when they filled out some sort of information. I'm not sure exactly how the Shopify handles that data, and like if they have to go through the order creation process to then become a customer, or if they just click on a checkbox. With the abandoned cart, I'm going to delete this. With the abandoned cart, I honestly couldn't find one. So I honestly would do like checkout creation, where it starts the checkout process, and then maybe you can grab some data from there. And then maybe a checkout update. So if they go back in and they're about to like check out, that's what I would do personally. It doesn't have the best, integration. Honestly though, is the most powerful. Because look at what you can do on GHL. Like, you can do so much cool stuff that Shopify just doesn't let you do. You can even grab like Instagram and message them on Instagram. You can even grab their Facebook. I know Instagram has this like 24-hour rule where if the person hasn't reached out to you in 24 hours, you can't reach out to them. So I would just go through maybe Facebook or WhatsApp or anything like that. Like, you have so much integration here. Obviously, when you're finished, make sure to rename it. So I would do like customer creation. Duplicate. That's not how you spell duplicate. I'm just putting this for my reasons, test, like I said, and we're gonna press save. Obviously, you'd publish it. And I'll show you what my other workflow looks like. If you guys want these workflows too, like, let me know in the comments. I will update the caption with a snapshot of this. Guys, I made this crazy snapshot of this like whole account. So if you guys want it, go ahead. If you're selling stuff online and you want a Shopify, snapshot, which is like their way of duplicating an entire sub account, go ahead, ask for it in the comments, and I'll make a video on it or like post it somewhere or make somewhere where you can actually grab it. But yeah, so basically I purchased something. This is how I have it set up here. So it creates the contact. I always like to do this on all of my automations is disable the DND, do not disturb. So I put that in there and it disables all the DND for all channels. So if they were a customer before and they said stop to your text messages, if they resubscribed by checking out with you, that's a resubscription. In my books, that's a resubscription. So you can reach out to them again because they purchased something from you. Then go ahead, send them a text message. This is just for like a preset company that sells presets. And then what we're gonna do here is just like, send a quick little text message, and then I put an email that's pretty much the same thing. And as you can see here, I put the actual product name. So I made a custom field for contact product name. So whatever they purchased, it's gonna show up in the text message. Just looks a little more like, hey, like reaching out about something that you purchased, rather than just like, hey, thanks for purchasing, or hey, thanks for downloading. That's what I like to do. It's best practices for me. And then I add a tag. I said, they purchased this asset pack. So I know that they purchased this specific pack. Then I can retarget them later on in the future for other things. Yep, and that's pretty much it. If you guys like this and you guys don't want to do all this, then go ahead, fill out that form below, talk to us one-on-one, and we can go ahead and talk to you about the automations that you need for your company, and we can figure it out. Yeah, but thank you guys for watching. That's pretty much how I did it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll go ahead. I'll try to get back to as many as I can. I'm filming a lot of videos right now, trying to get content out for you guys, trying to get content for people who are super confused with this platform. I've been doing this for like 3+ years now. So if you guys want some more information about some of these things, just subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and check out some of the other content that we've made regarding GHL. And you guys will see a bunch more information. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate your time. If you guys need to go back and watch this in slow-mo, I get it. I talk fast, but thank you guys so much again. Take care.